Saturday, April 29, 2023, day 6 of this no solid food fasting experience. Hello, dear friend. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to give you a quick update today. It's about 6 degrees Celsius out. It's a little bit chilly and it's rainy. I got my Java on the go. No sugar this time. I just want to let you know I used an image for the thumbnail for this video. What that is a photo that I took yesterday, and that is a sandwich, two sandwiches that my wife made for my brother. Um, we're taking care of my brother because he can no longer cook. He has some type of neurological disease, and we're not sure what it is. The doctors think it's a form of Parkinson's, and so um, she cooks for him and so on and so forth. And because I'm not eating any solid food, I just thought I'd post that picture because there's nothing that I like more than a sandwich, right? I mean, I just see that. But I wanted to share with you, yesterday I went shopping. I had to go and pick up some more water. I bought like these 4 liter jugs. They're large jugs of distilled water, and they're $1.19 each at the local food store here. And you compare that with a 500 ml bottle of soda for $2.39, right? So do the math on that. Anyway, um, so I got these large bottles. I bought 4 large bottles of distilled water. I use that to make coffee and just to drink and what have you. And yesterday I also had a broth. My wife had made a Korean soup of type, and there was broth left over. And so I had the liquid broth. It tasted very salty, and that was good. And I also had, same as the day before, I had a yogurt, which was like a liquid yogurt. And so this is day 6. But I wanted to share with you just going through the food store, and especially the frozen food section. Frozen pizza, frozen burgers, with the pictures on the outside of chicken wings, dripping with sauce. And then the Chinese food section, chicken pad thai, spring rolls, and all these different dishes that you'd recognize available. Frozen dinners, turkey dinners, just on and on, fridge upon fridge of food. And as I was looking at that, um, it's hard to describe the feeling because I had this feeling of malaise, like not being depressed, but just of sorrow because I wasn't able to participate in that, and realizing that this is um, a tactile indulgence. It's very not tempting. It's just there's an attraction there, right? And especially for my brother, for example, that's the only um, happiness that he has in his life anymore is actually eating. And so it just kind of made me, melancholy just to, and then the all the fridges full of different ice creams, frozen desserts and this and that and on and on. And on the one hand, I was thinking, wow, we are so blessed that we can just go into a food store and pay some money and you get all this food, and um, even the street people, the homeless people, they're able to panhandle. They collect a few dollars. They can walk into the store and get food, and they get money from the government. Um, Unfortunately, they like to use it for other things, of course. But um, yeah, we are in a very blessed, civilized state where there's enough resources essentially to go around. There's enough production to be shared amongst the population, so to speak, so that food is generally available to everybody in the West. In many parts of the world, I know that that's not the case, that there's people that don't know if they're going to eat on a day to day basis, and that is hard to imagine. Um, so I'm so thankful. I'm very, very thankful for the amount of food that we have available to us. So for today, I just thought I'd share with you what I was thinking, because now um, because I have invested a little bit of time, I'm afraid that I won't ever be able to do this again in my lifetime because I know how difficult it is. You get into the habit of eating. You see food at every turn. As soon as you decide to stop eating, somebody turns up and says, "Hey, I just got a free pizza," or something like that, right? And they say, "Oh, I just made this. You want to try some?" And you feel obligated. There's all these tricks that your mind plays on you. You obligate. You have to eat this. You're obligated. Oh, you have to eat. You're going to get sick if you don't. And so, because my metabolism is so slow, not only that is that even after 4 or 5 days of not eating any solid food, I notice myself getting bigger. My face swells up because you're keeping in all the moisture in your body, and my stomach bloats up a bit. So even though you're trying, one of the reasons, I said it was for self-discipline, to lose weight and to have greater spiritual strength. The losing weight part really doesn't work, right? Because you know that as soon as you start eating again, that will just skyrocket straight back up. So I started at 200. I'm down to 192, but that's kind of a, a mirage. It's not really permanent weight loss. So I know that that's not really working. But because I've already invested a little bit into it, I think what I'd like to do is try and take it up a notch starting next Monday and go to water only. If I can get through today and tomorrow, following the same program, no solid food, maybe some broth, coffee, and maybe some grape juice, then I might try and go to strictly water only starting next Monday. And that way I could really start to see some results. But for now, before I go, just let me share this one thing that jumped out at me today, and that is from Matthew 12, where he says, they're accusing our teacher of casting out demons by Beelzebub, right? He said, they said, if they call me Beelzebub, how much more are they going to call you the same thing, right? He said, but if I by the Spirit of God cast out demons, then is the kingdom of God come upon you. Remember that song by the Eagles, you got your demons, you got desires, I got a few of my own? I think a lot of people feel that way today. They admit that they have this demonic part of them. And that's especially evident when they lose their temper. Exactly, right? When you lose your temper, it's as if a demon comes out, right? It's like, I'm upset, I'm angry, I hate this, I hate that. And you get all this negative energy that comes out. So he continues on, he says, how can one enter into the house of the strong man and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? So in other words, how can one enter into the house of a strong man and take what's there, right? Spoil his goods, wreak havoc, turn everything upside down, do whatever he wants, except he first bind the strong man, and then he can do that to his house, right? He that's not with me is against me. He that doesn't gather with me scatters. And he goes on and on. But that made me think it's a very difficult passage about binding the strong man, and then he can sort of take over that house. The house, we are the house, right? That makes sense. We're a house. We're the temple of God's Spirit. We're like a house. And how do you bind that house? I'm thinking that if I can gain self-control, self-discipline, to have the strength to continue on in this sort of mini fasting journey that I've undertaken, I'm hoping perhaps I'll be able to bind the strong man. I'm not that much of a strong man, but to bind my house, and so to take it captive so that I can control what goes on inside of that house. You see what I mean? I want to be able to control what I allow into my mind, but not only what I allow into my mind, what I allow out of my mind, what I allow out of my heart, what I allow out of my speech, what I allow out of what I think. I'd like to be able to control that, to have total control over that. And I'm thinking that if I have the strength to discipline myself, to look at that sandwich and say, no, there's food all going on around inside of the house because we're taking care of my brother's children, and we have to take care of him and so on. And so sometimes I'll help him cook as well. Um, Yesterday I helped him cook some sweet potato fries in the oven and so on and so forth. And so it takes strength when you see other people eating around you to say, no, I'm going to take this time to dedicate myself. And for you, it may be different. For other people, it may be different of what they're struggling against. But I'm hoping that by sharing this struggle with you, as I mentioned before, I'm hoping to keep myself accountable, because when I wake up in the morning, I say, well, I've already put in 5 days or 6 days. I have to stay accountable. Otherwise, I got to go on video and say, okay, guys, I finally started eating. I'm back to my normal food schedule. And it's kind of like a letdown for me. You know what I mean? And so I'm thinking you may have different struggles, and I'm hoping that maybe by sharing this struggle with you, it would motivate you to whatever struggle you're facing. It may be struggle with anger that you're trying to defeat, or maybe struggle with working at a job that's difficult, or working with coworkers that's difficult, or working with your family relatives that's difficult. Whatever it may be, I hope that you're able to persevere. And I think a good way to persevere also is to continue in the Word, right? If you continue reading good literature, and inspiring teachers that help you, I think that will be a benefit to you. So thank you again so much for watching. Boy, I went too long today. Cheers. A little bit of coffee. I'm going to cut that out starting on, my plan is to cut everything out on Monday and go strictly to distilled water. Oh, and I'm also taking vitamins. I take vitamin B12, vitamin E, like a fish oil tablet, and also vitamin C, two types of vitamin C, one with zinc and one with D3 again. And so that's what I'm taking. Try, again, you justify it. You say you need to get your vitamins to keep you, I don't know why, stay healthy. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about medicine, really. So that's that. God bless you. I love you very much. I wish I could stay and chat for the whole day through, because you're the only friends I got. I mean, I do have other friends, but I just feel a special bond when I'm speaking to the world. The world, right? It reminds me of Michael McDonald when he said, you got to watch out for a country that says they're going to go to war with the world. And he emphasized that part. He was talking about a particular European country, and he was making fun. But God bless Michael McDonald. May he rest in peace. I think that was his name anyway. He was a famous comedian. And, comedians are a harsh bunch, but God bless them. They enjoy their free speech, and sometimes they can make us laugh at ourselves. So God bless you very much. Have a wonderful day, and make sure to laugh. Maybe tell me who your favorite comedian is, and then we'll go from there. I'll look them up. And thank you for your recommendations again. Thank you for John Ellis for recommending this guy. I gotta watch another one of his videos today, called I forget the title, but I'm gonna check it out. It's like another 2-hour video, so I'll try and double speed that maybe later this evening or something. Anyway, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Sorry to go on so long. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Be good. Spend time with people you love, okay? We'll talk to you later. Take care now. Bye-bye.